Robert Griffin III will work out for the San Diego Chargers, who are now the LA Chargers. Do we think he will make it or not? Will he make the Chargers? We mentioned before the backup is Kellen Clemens right now, who has 17 career touchdowns and 20 picks, I believe. Career quarterback rating at 69. I think Robert is better than that, younger. I think if Robert comports himself, he will get an invite to training camp, and I think that he will become number 2. I think he will become the backup quarterback in San Diego.
Because he has to realize, walking in the building, I have no prayer at the starting job unless Phillip Rivers goes down to injury. Correct. So he has to put his ego aside and say, look, the best I can hope for in this situation is the number 2 spot. And hopefully he's realized that at this point in his NFL career.
I'm going to say no, he does not make the team.
I'm going to say they offer him a deal just because of the trash that's on the roster. We mentioned Kellen Clemens, the other quarterbacks on the roster, Mike Bercovici and Eli Jenkins. I mean, just because of that, I'm going to say he has a prayer of at least
Drab gets bitter when you call Bercovici garbage.
I just never heard that name before in my life. I've never seen those two words next to each other.
Definitely played in the Pac-12.
Okay. Who did he play for? Did he do anything of note when he was in the Pac-12?
Drabby, who did he play for?
Played for the Sun Devils.
Oh, of course you know him.
Yeah, he was good. I don't know if he's an NFL quarterback.
By the way, Griffin, of course, played 5 games with the Browns last season.
Of course, Phillip Rivers never misses.
Yes. But, Griffin played 5 games last year, 2 touchdowns, picks, threw for 886 yards. So I think these guys...
Were they 0-5 in his starts?
I'm guessing so, because they won 1 game last year.
Exactly.
And I don't know that he started all 5 of those, did he?
Oh, I thought you told me he started 5 games. Oh,
played
in 5 games. Oh, I got you.
Broncos exec John Elway agreed to a 5-year deal to stay in Denver.
He extended himself to a 5-year deal? That's a silly move. You can do it.
57 had 1 year remaining on a 3-year extension he signed in 2014. Sources say the deal will make Elway the highest paid general manager in the league. Is he worth it? Maybe. Brought Peyton Manning to Denver, won a Super Bowl, got to 2 Super Bowls.
Do we have the numbers? Do we have his salary numbers for the extension?
I don't have them in this story, Cakes.
Will he be able to afford an amazing $7 million house in Newport Beach like Bruce Allen from the Redskins just bought?
I'm going to guess that John Elway certainly can afford that. You point out that
John Elway has more money than Bruce Allen.
Bruce Allen reportedly was selling a property here in Virginia for a couple million and then buying one in California for $7 million, I think. That's the deal.
I didn't see any details about the sale of a property here in Virginia, but I know I saw in the LA Times that he just bought a silly, I think it's a bayfront spot right off of Newport Beach in California.
Very nice. Broncos, by the way,
4,000 square feet right on the water.
Have a winning percentage of .698 in regular season games during Elway's tenure, with 5 AFC West titles, 2 Super Bowl trips, including the win in Super Bowl 50. So pretty good resume as a GM.
He's one of the best.
John Elway.
He's one of the best out there. JP, RG3 did start 5 games last year. Just looked it up, and he was 1-4. He beat the Chargers.
Oh, he got the W.
He beat the Chargers 20-17 in week. Looks like. Week 15.
Shame on the Chargers for losing to an RG3-led Browns team.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the Browns, they apparently are holding an open quarterback competition heading into training camp. And according to a story from the NFL Network, Brock Osweiler may need to win the starting job to keep his roster spot. So if he can't beat out Cody Kessler or the rookie, Sean Kaiser, who they drafted from Notre Dame, Brock Osweiler will be out of a job. Let's think about it. A couple of years ago, he's starting for the Denver Broncos. They're winning games. And he has a little bit of a hiccup, mostly not his fault. I think he threw a couple of picks in the first half of a game where, like, one of them was a tip ball, one of them might have been a drop pass, whatever, and then they decided to go to Peyton. And Peyton ends up being the quarterback the rest of the way, wins the Super Bowl. Texans bring in Brock Osweiler, give him big money. He fails there. Now he's in Cleveland. And he could lose his job again? Like, that's how quickly it turns?
He's going to fail there, too. There's a reason they drafted Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah. But apparently they
And
just
by the way, they
fail.
drafted Cody Kessler in the 3rd round a year earlier.
They love drafting quarterbacks.
So they've drafted a guy in the 3rd round and a guy in the 2nd round in back-to-back drafts.
But
another
the Browns,
Arizona State quarterback who can't play.
Drab.
Drab.
Browns apparently feel this way. We're not going to keep a $16 million quarterback. He said to make $60 million if he's going to be a backup. As Cakes' favorite team, the Oakland Raiders, rookies report to training camp a legal cloud hangs over first-round draft pick Garyon Conley. Just days before the draft, a woman told police that Conley raped her in a Cleveland hotel. Cleveland police apparently still investigating. According to a sergeant there, detectives have had meetings with the prosecutor's office. They would classify it as being under investigation. The Raiders made the surprising decision to draft Conley in the 1st round, despite the rape allegation. At the time, they expressed confidence he'd be exonerated. 3 months later, he is yet to be exonerated.